Yo, good morning. Guido coming at you with a coffee talk, and it is December the 18th. We are 7 days away from Christmas. Good morning.
And good morning from Pilgrim on the correct side of the Atlantic with his Pilgrim mug with his festive bow attached to it. Look, get one today, you get a festive bow free with every mug you buy.
That is, well,
That's all you're getting off me.
I got my festive jumper on. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah,
Who we
look
got?
at you.
Looks like Gator, Mustang, Wayne, Stickler. Good morning, everybody. How's you been? Been all right over there? All ready for Christmas?
Me?
Yeah,
Gosh, no,
yeah.
not in a million years, mate.
Oh.
I tell you, not in a million years. House General's next door wrapping all the grandkids' presents up. I'm out of that. I'm happy with that. I don't have to get involved in any of that nonsense, I tell you. And that's all you're going to get from Christmas. That and the bow on the mug. That's your lot.
I was glad to hear that you added the word presents after wrapping the grandkids, because there was
You wrap them up and send them away.
there was there was a slight pause, and I was a little concerned right there.
Yes. Get them in the post. Post them off to Santa Land and leave them there.
Funny story of that. Did you know people used to mail children?
No way. Seriously?
In the
boxes?
United States, yeah,
Really?
there was a period where I saw it on a History Channel or something. There was a period where, for whatever reason, they would take children. You could post children.
I would love to do that, man. What, you give them like a little bag of food and a flask of water, you put them in a box.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the care and feeding part is. Maybe they just loaded them up before they sent them. That's
Imagine social services today. They'd have a feel. You did what? You posted your kids to your grandparents?
Diablo. Thanks, man. Thanks for the resub, my friend. Much appreciated. How are you? Good morning. Cliffy's here as well. Air holes and overnight Yeah, exactly. Just send them on their way, man.
Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah.
There's pictures
That's
of it.
cool.
Look it up on the intraweb net highway.
I'm going to check this out.
It's like
dude.
the postman's got this big sack and there's a little baby in it, or like a toddler or whatever. Holy crap! Silver.
Imagine when the UPS man comes and you're not in, so they leave it on the doorstep for 2 days. A wriggling, screaming child in a box outside the front door. You wouldn't get arrested, would you? Not in a million years.
Well, not then. Apparently, it was a different world, wasn't it?
Well,
Different
yeah,
world,
I
my
guess.
friend.
I guess. Well, I suppose it saves an air ticket, doesn't it? It saves.
Well, I
getting
think
on the train.
I think that was the point. The idea was they would the thing was they would ship anything, or they would mail anything, and some people
Wow, and it's
people
cheaper.
took that to that. I was going to say logical conclusion, but
Yeah,
illogical conclusion.
We know how your mind works, sir.
Yeah, something wrong with me. Silver, thanks for the sub, man. Much appreciated. 39-month streak.
Wow.
That's got to be close to the top right there. Much appreciated.
Definitely.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays,
Yeah.
whatever it is you do or don't do. I don't really care, but have a good whatever the next 2 weeks is to you. For me,
holiday.
it's Merry Christmas. So if you like Merry Christmas, then I'm with you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. No, did I already say we wouldn't have a coffee talk on Christmas?
You did mention it last coffee talk that we're not going to do it on
Yeah.
the 25th for obvious
Yeah.
reasons, but we didn't talk much about New Year's, did we?
No. We need to have some kind of thing for New Year's Day. Some kind of thing. I don't know.
I mean, if it's not a coffee talk, we could do a quick hour or something, couldn't we? If you're not going to,
Well, we'll do a coffee talk. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll absolutely have a Monday morning. Bring your hangover or your fresh face if you are not a hangover person, and we will have
Yeah.
it. My status will be unknown, but I will be here. Let me put it that way.
You'll be a Guinness hangover. You'll be the
Maybe.
black stuff hangover.
It'll probably be fine. I've been pretty good lately. Not always, but pretty good.
That's all right then.
I'm going live.
We're going live.
What else? Let's see. We should be streaming this week, guys. I'm expecting to stream this week and next week. Hopefully multiple times. I'm planning tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for sure. Other news.
Yeah.
Nicely done by Wargaming. They have donated a T-40, a Type 62, and 7 days of premium to our efforts, Tankers Helping Tankers. I'm still looking for names. If you got a few names, I've already paid out a couple, so some of that stuff's gone out. I've contacted a few of the other people. I learned in the last 2 years doing this that to contact them first and make sure that they. I already had one person say, "Hey, thanks, really appreciate it, but I bought 200 boxes, so I really don't need any more. Send it to somebody else, pay it forward, kind of thing," which is cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I've learned not to just shoot all this stuff out. And I think 1 year at least, I sent something to somebody and they never responded, never took it. I don't think they ever played the game again. So, long story short, I'd like to do a little due diligence and whatnot early on. Thank you, Mustang Cobra Jet. Much appreciated. 2 months, 1 month streak. Awesome.
We
Where
got a
was
hype
it?
train incoming.
I know it. Check it out, man. Bunch of subs.
What?
And we'll have a limited, let's see, get a hype train. Oh, we're at 94%. 94%. So, could use some more names, really. We still have some money in the kitty to send those boxes out, so please let me know. We will be giving some 3-box stuff away today as we go. In fact, why don't we just start that off right now with a little Christmas cheer right off the bat. As soon as I find my little doodad here. Start giveaway. Does this still say 3 bucks?
There you go. It's hit the 100%.
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent. Thank you. Who did it? Cliffy. Cliffy rocks. Thank you,
of
Cliffy.
course.
We're going to give a 3-box. Is it a set? No, it's not really a set, is it? It's just 3 boxes. It's just 3 boxes. Here we go. Off the races. Let's see.
Cool. Morning, Attack Crows. Welcome from Canada again. West Coast Canada.
Hello, Canada. You guys are cold up there right now, aren't you? We got a bit of a weather situation over here. We're at 44 this morning. That's outrageous.
We are. Well done, Cliffy.
Oh, no, we're not. What?
You're
That-
at 44.
No, 39.
39.
F. Fahrenheit. Because that would be quite hot.
Fahrenheit. I was
That-
going to say, that's warm.
I'd say that'd be quite warm Celsius, wouldn't it? No.
It's cold for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah. Have we?
Jollins is put in for the raffle. Jollins plays on his Xbox. I told you before, you muppet. You can't get boxes off us if you win. It's not going to happen, Jollins. You're a console player. I have to spit when I say that.
I guess we'd have to have a console account to do that, wouldn't we?
I think we would.
Yeah. Which I do not.
No.
What else are we doing here? We talked about Wargaming stuff. We talked about the gift status. I think that's it for channel news. You got anything else?
I'm doing a mug giveaway today on one of the raffles.
Okay.
Yet to be decided when, by the boss man, of course.
All right.
But yeah, there'll be a mug. There'll be a choice of a Pilgrim or a Guido mug from Teespring. Get the merch now while you can. And I will send you the little Christmas decoration to go with whichever mug you pick. All right? There we go. Promised you.
That's going to be like a $15 bow, dude, by the time you pay this freaking shipping.
It's going to cost me $25 to send it.
It will. It will absolutely cost you $25 to send a 1-cent bow. That's funny. All right, what else?
Yeah,
what else?
Well, we've got 0 degrees now, which is slightly warmer than it has been for the last week or so. The last week it's been in the minus. We're now at 0, so I didn't have to defrost the car this morning when I was sent off on my errands by the House General. It just defrosted itself, which was nice. I think I need a truck. I'm looking at getting a new car next year, Guido. What do you think? What Ford truck is worth buying? Right-hand drive, of course.
Ford truck?
Yeah, I think I'm getting a truck next year.
I don't know what you guys have, man. What do you have there? Ranger?
Well, no, I don't care. I'll get it imported from you guys, but it'll have to be right-hand drive.
I don't even. Do they even make right-hand drive trucks? I guess so.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind a left-hand drive anyway. I could just pretend I'm foreign, just ignore the police.
I wouldn't imagine. I wouldn't even want to know what they would charge for a F-150 in England. That's the big one.
Probably a lot.
That's not the big one, but it's the large chassis. The starting point of the large chassis.
All right.
So Ranger, whatever you guys call it, is probably more what you're looking at.
Okay.
But it may have
I'll
a different
look into
name. I don't know.
I'll look into that. I'll take advice. I'll get a short list and throw it your way, and you can go, yes, yes, no, no, crap, no, yes.
Yeah, I think O'Brute's right, man. There's a lot of places where F-150 would be a nightmare to drive in England.
Yeah, it wouldn't. You wouldn't get down some of the back streets. You wouldn't be able to go shopping in it. That's not a bad thing, is it? Not having to go shopping.
I mean, even a big Tesco parking lot would be a bit of a nightmare in it because your spots are just smaller.
Parking space is about this wide.
Yeah.
You've got to tip the car on the side to get it in.
Like people driving around a bunch of little toys in that country.
We don't have V8s. We finished the V series at 6. We only get 6 cylinders. We don't have cars big enough.
Yeah, O'Brute, a friend of mine, he actually lives here now. He not so actually. They took their which one was it? What's the big? I think it was an Expedition. The bigger SUV, the Ford SUV. They took that to Germany, and it was nothing but trouble. Oh yeah, it was nothing but trouble. And Germany's got decently sized roads, but still, in the small villages and towns, sometimes you're in little cobblestone one ways. It was interesting. Yeah.
Well, they had that when they first started selling the Humvees on the civilian market. Somebody bought one in England and it got stuck. They couldn't go any further down this road and couldn't reverse. It was just this huge, great big yellow beast stuck in a one-way road. They couldn't do anything with it.
Yep.
Absolutely madness.
Well, that was awesome, guys. Thanks. That was 5 subs right in there, man.
Cool.
It says that was an all-time record. I don't even know if that's true, but Cliffy, just around midnight, gave a community sub. I missed that. Thanks, Cliffy. Just around midnight. Cliffy, just around midnight. Mustang Cobra, Silver, and Diablo. You guys rock. Thanks, man. Thank you. What else, dude? What else we got going on? Cold.
Yeah.
We're going to be like 20 here.
Man, that is cold for Florida, isn't it?
Yeah,
You'll be putting winter woolies on.
I mean, if there's a possibility of maybe some snow, depending on if there's enough moisture.
No way. No.
Yeah.
You've got to send me the photographs. I won't believe it until I see the pictures. Snow in Florida. I tell anybody that, they'll think I've got dementia or something. What are you on about? Which Florida? One in Arctic?
Yeah. All right, I had to fix everything because I screwed up my setup. Goodness gracious. This is great. Okay, this is now. I'm in a PIO. Completely. Everything is. I've lost complete control now.
Yeah, you're in a downward spiral.
I am.
Well
it's just like
button.
Okay. There we go. We're coming back. We're coming back slowly. I think everyone's moving. So I got a new monitor.
No, I hear. Yeah, you got a Kirby.
Which is not my favorite. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Why? What's the not favourite bit about it then?
It wasn't as good.
Right. I've got a Curve, and I do know that the resolution is slightly less than my flat screen.
Yeah.
I didn't know it at the time until I set it up. When you compare the two, you look on your flat one and go, actually, the picture's sharper on that one than it is on the Curve. But the only thing the Curve does for me is give me a wider parameter. You know, I want to say, what's the side vision called? You know, you're a pilot.
Peripheral.
That's it. Yeah, peripheral vision is a little bit better, because of that Curve. But I'll agree with you. The actual clearness, the crispness is different. Not quite. It's a bit.
Yeah,
it's a Samsung. It's not expensive. It's not cheap.
Well, I got the LG and it was about $500. You can fit more windows. It stretches it out, so it does pixelate a little bit more. It's still higher resolution theoretically than the smaller one I have, the 27-inch.
Right.
Or whatever. I think it's 27-inch total. But the worst thing about it for me is the color's worse. It's just a flatter color. It's not as vibrant.
Not vibrant. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not as vibrant.
What about your vertical? You got that up
I got that. Yeah, that's over on this side. That's what
Right.
I put the chat on. So basically, I spent $500 to move one monitor over so I could put chat on it. That's the bottom line here.
Yeah, too much.
No,
money in
that's
your bank
some
account.
serious genius right there. I mean, you can't get any smarter than that, really.
Not really. No.
No.
You have to work hard to get better than that, don't you? You know.
Wayne says we are
We
worth it.
Absolutely. Got to
That's
chat clear and concise.
facts.
And very precise.
Yeah, the excursion was discontinued. There was an expedition and there was another E word, the middle one, whatever it was. There was the explorer.
When you say exploded, is it because it did explode? The engine used to blow up or something?
Yeah, there was some issue with it where it was
Alright.
a bit cheesy, apparently.
Zimbo says your small screen is 27 inch. His big one is 24.
So anyway, yeah, let's go back to that. So now I've got the game. I play the game on the 27 inch, which is the one I like the color on, and I think the videos from it look better, from what I can tell. I did a couple
Alright.
test cases. At work I have the curved big one that the government one that they bought, and it replaced two screens, and that works actually really nicely because you can
Right.
put two. Somebody mentioned it. You can put two windows on it, and you can manipulate stuff around. So that's
Right.
great for work. Because you're doing Excel spreadsheets and Outlook mail and PowerPoint and
Good
crap
sort of
like
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not gaming on it. So what I do is I take the old 27 inch and I play in windowed mode because that way I can get my mouse off the game quickly.
Yeah.
I don't have to do any alt blah blah blahs. It's really useful for streaming and all that stuff.
Do you find that distracting though, having it windowed? Because I've tried
Not
it
at all.
with Windows. And
No.
No?
You just get
Oh.
used to it. It's what you get used to. And that's a great point. That's a great point because I think if I just went to the curved and started playing with it, I'd get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. It
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
stretch
maybe.
the game out a little bit if you go full
Yeah.
screen. So I was looking at it like, okay, if I just accept the curved monitor and put it as the main monitor, I'm going to have a windowed game anyway because I need to set it up so it doesn't look crappy in OBS.
All right.
So that means I would have a bit of screen on each side, and I suppose I could put stuff there, and then I would have the other smaller screen off to the side. But I just went, you know what, let's just leave the 27 inch. I'll just, boom, use the whole screen for the game. So I'm used to, it's already done. And then I put the curved screen off to this side,
Right.
and I've got multiple windows open on that for the streaming stuff.
Right.
So that actually works out really nicely so
Works
far.
out for you. Yeah. I've
And
never
then-
really thought about that. I might swap screens over and just see because I've got the 27 inch curve like you have, and then I've got, I think it's a 24 flat, and I don't really need a third screen because I don't do what you do. I don't do you know, OBS and all the rest of it. So I've just wondered whether putting the game on the flat screen would make it slightly better because it is crisper colours. You know, when you get to those critical aiming points and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're blurred on the curve. It's just that little bit of extra crispness in the colours. I don't know.
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
check it out later.
I just like it better. I think the windowed thing uses up more resources, but I've got a good enough computer that doesn't bother it too much.
Right. All right. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Stoic.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I'm using
it.
it too, man. I've got I've got multiple things going on the curve that's wide enough I can set my OBS and my web page, and I've got actually a Word document open with the stuff for the coffee talk, and then I did the other one vertical, kind of for space, because this side the wall is right there, and I have a big desk, but by the time I put them all, the only thing I'm sort of looking forward to is I am going to get DCS going again, and I'm going to try to do a screen DCS, not with the headset, and see how that works out. See if there's enough peripheral that would help out with it,
So you're not going to do VR with it then? You're going to run it without VR?
Well, VR is its own thing.
Right,
It doesn't
right,
use
okay.
doesn't
Alright.
use the screen.
Yeah.
There's a repeater on the screen, but it's not using the screen stuff.
All right.
The basically your headset is a monitor.
Right.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So But you can't stream from the you can't you can stream from the headset, from the VR.
Yeah,
You can,
it'll pick it up. Yeah, you just set up. You just take OBS, and
right,
OBS uses that
right,
output as
yeah,
as what it's showing.
yeah, okay, yeah,
It's been a while since I've done that. There's actually some pros and cons because if you remember when you stream from the headset, it's a pretty narrow view,
yeah,
as I recall. For some, I don't remember
yeah,
what. Yeah, because it is actually fairly narrow.
yeah.
So what I actually streamed from when I did that was another monitor that was running a mirror,
Oh, okay.
and it would show more
Yeah,
than I would
yeah,
be seeing, and it looked
yeah.
better on the stream.
Looks better on the stream, but it's not what you can actually see.
Right.
Raffle's finished, I think. If you want to,
Ah, nice. Let's see who won then. Let's see who won. The first giveaway is. Here we go. Just around midnight.
just around midnight. Hey,
Just around midnight. Let's see here.
I'll do the next one, Guido.
Okay.
Uh,
What is the
well
whisper?
done, well done. Just around midnight. Definitely rigged, of course it is.
Absolutely rigged. 100,000%.
Jollins, that is not particular to console, mate. You've got people this time of year come out of the little dark caves they live in all year round, and then they just do stupid things like shoot you and mess about and all the rest of it. So don't think it's just console. You know, it's just people are coming out of the woodwork like they do this time of year, having not played the game all year, and they just do stupid stuff. So live with it. Just ignore it. Get on with it and play your own game, dude.
So here's a weird thing when I do that. I can't. Why can I not whisper? Okay, there's that. Where's the whisper go? Oh, there it is. That was weird. All right. Copy.
Technical, isn't it?
Which kind do you want? Midnight. Which kind do you want?
That's true, Cliffy. It is every game just currently.
What's that?
Troglodytes crawling out of caves and causing mayhem and disaster on the game.
Oh yeah, man.
Jolly's is saying that, on the console he's been playing it this last week, and just teammates keep shooting him and bumping into him and blocking him and doing, silly dickhead things. But then it's just the game.
Bloody DHs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in German, if you want, we can call them Pimmelkopfs.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Is that what that means?
Pimmelkopfs.
Dickhead.
Yeah. See, that's a literal translation that Germans don't understand anyway, because it's not within their vocabulary.
Right.
When you call somebody exactly. Well,
Yeah.
Pimmel being the dick and
Yeah.
head Kopf. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you put it together, the Germans don't get it because it's not. That's not something they put together. It's like when you say not very good in England or in Liverpool, it's not much cop, mate. It's not much cop, that. Well, cop is slang for police. So if you say Nixfield Polizei, which is not very much police, to a German, they just look at you like you're stupid.
Yeah.
Dear.
All right.
Yeah.
Missions and specials, man. Shall we? Shall we go on? We're gonna turn the blue light on, but it's with the
I'm
understanding.
not sure we can shill a lot, can we?
Yeah, it's with the. This poor thing, I dropped it. It's with the understanding that really it's just all about boxes, man.
It is, isn't it?
Right? I mean, just if you're gonna buy something, all right. So Midnight needs some Christmas boxes. Let me take care of that right now because we do want to know what you got.
Yeah.
Midnight, if
Chuck
you
another one out. Chuck another one out, and I'll do the next one.
Okay.
I'll do the next raffle. Yeah.
Copy. Let's go Christmas. Here we go. Give me un momento. Boom, boom, boom.
Attack Crows likes the tarts, the food, and the ladies. There's nothing wrong with that, mate.
Not a bad combo.
Well, it's been a long time since I've had that combo, but I can sort of dimly remember it in the far, far reaches of my memory. To drag that up from somewhere.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Let's see. Boxes. What more is there to say?
Yeah. There we go. We've
Yeah.
shilled.
And
There you go.
and
Boxes.
we're done. And some more boxes. I don't know what else is
Yeah.
there. There's boxes. There's boxes.
Yeah, but
And
don't listen, guys. Don't buy gold. Don't buy gold. Just buy boxes.
just buy some boxes.
Yeah.
There's a starter
go.
bundle, I guess, if you really need to. What I will say in this terrible shilling segment is, in case you did not know, go to the store. Let me turn that off there.
Yeah.
And go to the star. And
Yeah.
notice that the ship tick is for gold, my friends. So this is their replacement for the 12 days of Christmas. That it seems like every 3 or 4 days ish. Maybe it's once a week. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping track. This is the third offer that I know of. 274 alpha, right? The
Yeah.
360 days of premium, and now the
Yeah.
ship tick,
Yeah.
which you can get the 3D style and the tank for 17,000, which is pretty pricey actually.
There's a bit in it.
How much is that? Because 25,000 is $50. That's got to be 60-ish dollars. For 9,500, you can get just the tank and a garage slot. 9,500. That also seems expensive to me.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Just slightly over the top. Not hugely expensive, but certainly
let's
expensive
see.
compared.
What is that? 40 something dollars? Maybe that's about right. Maybe it's like $40. 9,500 is. Oops. That's $41. Boy, that's a lot for that tank, I think.
Clippy's saying you get 2 skill crew.
Do you really?
I suppose that's
Oh, right. Look at this. With Crew XP for 2 perks. Yeah, but that's this one. That's this one. I don't think that's this one.
not everyone, no. And the king
Yeah.
found that. He stumbled over the game store and picked up the 274. Well, good on you, mate. Oh, it is it crazy? Comparable to tier 8 TDs. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's the 40 is, but the one with the camo is $73.81.
Yeah.
Then yes, you get the 2 perk crew, but that is not cheap. Now, on the other hand, if you got a bunch of gold sitting around because you got a whole bunch of gold, you probably got that in boxes and it's probably already discounted, so you have an extra discount. It's a lot of cheddar. It's a lot of cheddar. All right.
Just about ready now.
Midnight, 750 gold, 100,000, 2 days of premium, and the 4005 Thunderchild. Nice.
Nice.
That's the one you like. That's the steam engine steampunk thing.
The choo choo.
It's the old choo choo.
Yeah.
All right.
Children on this channel, aren't we?
We are.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. It's the choo choo. All right. Missions.
Throw the next raffle up, buddy.
All right. Right. You're just a taskmaster, man.
Well, it's
All
the
right.
last one of the year. We've got to get it in, haven't we?
This is one from our friend Pilgrim. Off we go. Another 3 boxes. Good luck, people. Coffee's nice this morning, I have to say.
Oh, is it? What is it?
Yeah, it's a French roast.
it
roast.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, very nice. It's hard to tell, though, because I put so much creamer in it.
Oh, dear. Did you get any donations this year? Coffee donations?
I didn't, and that's fine. I don't, because I just looked at my stock. I'm still working through donations from yesteryear. I don't percolate as much as I should.
Right.
But I think, actually, since I've got 2 weeks off, I'm going to get into some serious percolation. Yeah. Good
Well,
call.
we need if we are going to do the New Year's Day thing, which I think we are, we need a spreadsheet made out with, all the various, a bit like a comparison tool on World of Tanks. We want a coffee comparison tool, so we can get some good insight into the decent coffees as AKA per Guido. That'd be
So
interesting.
I
can do the same with tea. Not that you colonials be interested in tea, but you never know. Pick a fine tea to throw in the harbour. Why not?
So I've often thought about maybe doing something with coffee or with beer. The only problem with the coffee, and it's not a problem for me because I like it, but I always put hazelnut creamer in it. So that is not a pure, pristine coffee connoisseur kind of thing
Right,
to do.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think actual coffee connoisseurs, yes, that's how you say it.
Yeah,
I
connoisseurs.
believe
yeah.
the French say connaissance.
Yeah, well, they do that thing where they got phlegm in the back of the throat, don't they? So, whatever.
Connoisseur. Something like that.
Sorry, with a on.
I was
Yeah, that'd be
watching,
interesting.
not for nothing, I was watching a video the other day. Somebody, and I don't know, this could be slightly controversial. He goes, do you know why the French are such wusses?
No.
He said, because all their men died in World War One. And they never recovered.
And they never bred another male
And
child since.
Well, his point was a lot of masculinity went down the drain right there, and I went, that's probably not true, and it probably not true in any way, but it's an interesting concept, and it had to have some societal effects. It clearly had some societal effects. I don't know if it had the one that guy was trying to bring up, but I thought that was a different take I hadn't heard. Because he extrapolated it out. He's like, why do you think the fashion industry is in France? I'm like, I don't think those two are necessarily related, but it is an interesting not conspiracy. It is an interesting take on history right there.
They did, oh, brute. They all died in the Battle of Hastings.
See, then immediately TL Wiz brings up a counterpoint that completely abolishes that whole
Yeah.
narrative, right? It took TL Wiz approximately 1.5 seconds to debunk that whole thing.
Yeah, right.
Makes a great point.
Yeah.
It's cultural, right? It's cultural. Obviously, that kind of, and I'm not making light of it necessarily, not the event itself, but that kind of thing would certainly affect the culture, right?
I think it would do. I think look at the way. For example, let's just extrapolate this out. In the United Kingdom during the Second World War, for the first time, women were involved in all the sort of engineering, mechanical
Right.
disciplines.
The same
that
thing
men
here.
used to do because there was
Yeah.
no men to do it.
Right, same thing here.
So women became mechanics and became engineers and
Yeah.
became everything that the men could do, and then that led to a lot more equality, and all that sort of good stuff. The women were saying we can all. I mean, most of the ammunition and the shells filled with gunpowder were done by the girls.
Yeah.
There was hardly any men in the factories at all. So yeah, there is a cultural shift with that sort of stuff going.
That happened here
Not
too.
That you'd want a war every so often.
No.
to get a cultural shift.
Well, I mean,
know.
you can still look at the effects of it and discuss it, but that happened here. There was actually sort of what would the word be? I don't want to say a blowback, not necessarily, but it was like, as you said, there was a lot of women in those industries and doing things that men traditionally did. And then when the men came back, they stepped back into those roles, and a good portion of women went back into. So there, not a backlash, but there was it kind of went, it rubber banded back closer to what it was before. But that idea was already there, and you don't put those kind of genies back in the bottle. They don't go back in, not necessarily all the way. So I think it was a step forward. It was maybe several step forward and maybe one step back after the thing. But at the same time, people vote with their feet. And I don't think there's as many women that want to do those jobs as men.
Yeah, no, I think when it's heavy industrial, dirty, mucky, the girls are just as good as the men. But if there's a choice, I'm sure, the choice was made. I'm sure. I mean, most of the women in the Second World War. I mean, my mother was a Second World War lady. And I do remember she learnt to be a mechanic. She told me, I don't remember, but she told me she learnt to be a mechanic, and then after the war she went back to knitting, darning socks.
Right, right. Necessity.
She's like,
she's
quite happy to do it.
Yeah. All right, voting as well. All right, Battle of the Bulge, there's a mission for that. These are just some various inscriptions and goodies and stuff. Pretty easy to do, but if you need to look at what they are, they're right here. It's all damage and experience. I don't think anything... There's nothing here. Spotting, okay, so that might be one you need to concentrate a little bit on, depending on what you're playing. And this one is just pure damage, I believe. Yep. But there's nothing amazing here. There's just some various goodies you should get. Why does this say Foy? Is that a place? Foy must be a place.
Must be.
Yep. Ridge, Saint Vith, Baston. Yeah. Foy is a place. I learned the other day from a friend that in Yeepers, you guys do every night. You do a like taps idea. What I can't remember what's the song. What's the?
It's the Last Post.
Last Post.
And it's the Menin Gate. It's called the Menin Gate, and I've been there on a number of occasions. I've told a story about this. I'll tell you the story again.
Yeah.
The Menin Gate is a white marble gate which sits over the bridge over the river at Ypres, and it's inscribed. The gate is inscribed with the names of all those who died in the First World War. And I'm not sure about the Second World War, but it's definitely the First World War.
Yeah, it's definitely
the first. Every night, there is a British contingent who go there and they march through the gate and then play the Last Post in honour of all the soldiers on both sides, both the Allies and the Axis power. When I was over in Germany, I used to go every year. So I go every year, and I went with my regimental padre one year. In fact, I think it was the first year. I went with my regimental padre. So there's me dressed in my service dress and all my, gubbins and all that sort of good stuff. Stood there with the padre next to me. Well, just what happens is the Last Post plays, and when you get the final note of the Last Post, they drop over 1 million poppy leaves from the atrium above over the crowd, right? So it's quite a poignant sort of thing. Well, I'm stood next to the padre, and just as they're playing the Last Post, before the poppies fall, this mist just rolls through the gate at like knee height. It's not a full mist, it's knee height. It rolls through the gate. Excuse my French, the padre stood next to me and went, He said, Sergeant Major, he said, that is, he was Welsh as well, he said, that is the souls of the dead. Well, I just turned around and went, fuck off, padre, I shit myself. You do that to me. And then all the poppies came down. Man, oh man, I absolutely cacked myself, I did, when he said that. I wanted to just kick him right in the nuts.
Took the mickey right out of you on that one, man.
Oh man, yeah, but
that's
it's
funny.
so poignant. And my regiment has an affinity because we lost a lot of members in the First World War. They're the Cheshire Regiment, and they've got a pub, which they go every year. They go once a year. They go to the pub, take over the pub. It becomes the Cheshire Regiment pub, and then they do the march through on the gate. But you're right, yeah, they have a British contingent every year doing the Last Post.
Yeah.
And firemen. And firemen as well, because apparently a lot of firemen went over there to help fight the fires.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people actually chatting in their relatives, fathers, grandfathers, World War I and World War II. That's pretty crazy, man. Garen, thanks, man. Much appreciated. Good morning. Yes, you are absolutely 100% allowed to say gentlemen. You can call me whatever you want. I don't really care.
Hey, I had that on DayZ. I put in DayZ, ladies and gents, can you please pick up your trash from the traders? And I got absolutely murdered. How dare you assume my gender? I was like, I think real.
I will almost guarantee you that they were all just giving you crap.
I would. Initially, I thought that was a serious thing.
The people are just having a go at you, man. I mean, even if one of the 200, or there probably wasn't 200 that answered you. I mean, I would almost. I would almost guarantee they were just giving you crap, man.
I think they were.
Yeah, it's become more.
How dare you assume my gender? I felt like typing back. What are you, a cardboard box or something? Then what are you? I wish to be known as a cardboard box. Get over yourself, dude.
You know what's beautiful about that is you got the personality for a cardboard box. Oh, son of a! Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh, we need to. Oh, wait, I'm not fast enough.
No, your Steam box is not working, mate. Yeah, cool. That's it. Yeah, Wade.
All right, you old cardboard box. Where were we anyway?
I don't know.
God, who knows?
That's a
Who
complete
cares?
tangent.
Nobody
No
cares.
idea.
Nobody even cares. We were actually shilling very poorly. Buy some boxes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, buy some bloody boxes. Make sure.
Is that shilling? Buy some bloody boxes, you peasants. Get your money out. Brilliant.
That's how I make my millions from wargaming, man. Just a shill-a-low everywhere I go. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da.
Oh,
All right.
Oh dear.
Go to
So,
your. Go ahead.
is the raffle done?
It is
Anybody
buddy,
wanna-
Taskmaster. You're just all over me. Let's do it. You ready?
I've not been keeping up with chat because I've been telling my silly stories.
All right, here we go. You ready?
All right.
A
Is
three.
it done?
No, I'm about to pick a winner. Pick a winner.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
All right. Yeah.
Attack Crows has
No,
won.
attack crows. I'll do it right now,
Attack
mate.
Crows. All right. Y'all work
I just
that amongst
I need a
yourselves
whisper.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all whisper amongst yourselves
Oh yeah.
over there.
I'll send him a quick whisper.
Make sure you're going to your depot, your depot, and make sure you're going to your parachute and you're doing your Twitch drops, fellas, because if you've been watching any of the streams that are going on, they're giving quite a few coins and there's some goodies. And I think the best among them are the consumables, which I've already grabbed a bunch of myself. Remember that these two characters, the Simon Claus and Stefan, do not have the zero skill thing. They're just, they're commanders, but there's nothing really special about them other than they're Simon Claus and Stefan Claus. So there you go. Make sure you do that. Yeah, use those coins on no perk clauses. That'd be awesome. That makes no
Yeah.
sense. That makes no sense. Why would
Doesn't
they?
make any sense?
No, it makes no sense. Why would they do that?
No, I don't know. Has anything they do ever made any sense? Come on.
That's a good.
Attack crows. Just send me your in-game name, mate, please, and your server.
That's a good
send you a whisper.
segue into subjects du jour. Anyway,
Well,
Thing-
yeah. I'll be
talking
there
about
already, aren't we?
talking about things that make no sense. I don't know, man. It's been an interesting year dealing with wargaming.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get even more interesting at the beginning of next year because there's still some things I think they have to announce in terms of what's happening with their merger and how things are going to go forward. I think with CCs and with a lot of other things as well. So we'll have to wait and see what comes of that. They're really, they wanted to coast into Christmas as best they could, I think,
Yeah.
without upsetting
Yeah, I
the
think
apple
that-
cart too much. We'll see.
I think you're quite right, and that's a good word you've used there, coast. I think a lot of this stuff was already pre-set up when it all sort of like went a bit Pete Tong with the merger and everything else. I think they just let everything run, and that there's been no detailed work into what's happening because I don't think they know themselves where they're going to be in the new year. So, I think coasting over the Christmas, get that over out and done, and then work on what the future is for. I wouldn't say the servers. I think the NA server will stay up and running, but how they're going to mesh that and integrate that into the EU in some way, I'm sure. But
Well, it's been a tough couple of years. I mean, you chuck in first of all the COVID thing, which doesn't hurt this industry too much because you can do a considerable amount of stuff from home. It hurts, but when you're talking collaboration and working together, it certainly is not as good as you would like. But if you can give a software engineer or a coder a specific task, there's no reason why you can't do it at home. If you're going to try to get a team together, come up with good ideas, collaborate, work together, the virtual thing is not as good. It just isn't. It's better to have people face to face to work things through. But you can get away with it. Then we roll into the whole war thing between Russia and Ukraine. Wargaming makes the decision to virtue signal and split their stuff up. Whatever you think of that, doesn't really matter. But they split it up. But then there seems to be this dual development, or maybe one is really doing the development. I think it'll be interesting to see if RU gets the same tanks. I'm assuming they did. They're probably doing. In fact, what are they doing for Christmas? Do they have the same Christmas Anybody know? Anybody been paying attention to the RU side of it? Plus, they brought so many players over that are now in these other EU servers that are supposedly, I think, are there EU servers you can't get into? Pilgrim?
No, there's 4 of them, I think, now. I can get in. It defaults to EU1 because the ping's the lowest. But I can get into all the others.
You can.
Yeah,
I thought there was like 5 and 6. Maybe they're not showing up on yours.
I haven't. I can open up now and have a look.
Well, my understanding is that the transfers are locked to EU 3 and 4. All right, so the transfers are locked, but the other EU players can get into those 3 and 4s.
Yeah, you can. I've just got into it. Yeah, you can go. The ping's high because I think one's over near Turkey. Definitely.
Well, TLWiz says 3 and 4 require invites. But you can get into it. Did you log in?
Yeah, I'll just see if I can get into 3 and 4. I got into 1, 2. Let's just have a quick look.
It'll be interesting if you can't get into it. Although it is you, maybe you're just banned specifically.
I get ban chats all the time.
So.
Yeah. Right,
so that happened, right? And now we don't really understand what's going on really with the development side. And then we've got what looks like the last half of this year, most of the events and things continue to have weird things go on. Right? And then Frontline was as buggy as it's ever been, if not probably the buggiest version of it. Then we have this Christmas event, which at the beginning of it looked like it was extremely complicated, but it was only complicated in the way they tried to sell it. It started early.
Yeah. It felt like it was over.
Yeah, they went right to the boxes. There was no build-up. The event itself is sort of lackluster in terms of there's really not a lot going on. The pricing is much lower in terms of the free-to-play side of it with the slot machine thing. You don't get near as many consumables and doodads that you got. The slot machine itself is poorly thought out. I don't particularly care. It doesn't bother me. I don't know what chat thinks of it. Is anyone really mad that the drop rate for the 283 is low? Has anyone got their pitchfork and torch out? There's a lot of chatter on the CC channel. People are mad about it.
Well, to be honest, it feels like last year when they did that, like, you know, the thing they do when you get a premium vehicle and all that lot, it just felt more I don't want to say exciting, but it felt more, wow, look, you got it. This year it's like, yep, I got another one. Yep, got another one. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel.
Well, you're talking.
Maybe it's because it's the second time of doing it. I don't.
Are you talking the premiums?
Yeah.
Well, those are just those are boxes. I think they got that sorted out pretty good. I think it's pretty good that they have they figured out that every 50 you get a premium, and they have 3 of them in there. And really, if you have 2 of the 5, the 2 that are already out, if you buy 150 boxes, you're guaranteed to get all 3 of the premiums. That sounds reasonable to me. Yeah. Or if you don't have any of them of the 5, you're guaranteed to get 5 or 3 premiums, right? You might not get the 3 new ones, but you're going to get 3. I think that's pretty good and pretty fair. But I'm talking about the 283, this thing right here.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Oh. EU 3 and 4 is locked. Now, that wasn't like that. When was the last time I checked?
Well, that's what I read, and that's what someone in chat said. So those are for the RU players. You can't get in there.
Right.
Isn't that that is fast? That's actually fascinating to me.
Well, we used to be able to, because it was EU 1, 2, 3. We used to be able to get so one near Turkey used to be 4. So that's why, because it's so close to Russia.
So basically, at the end of the day, what really happened is they virtue signaled the split. They sold it to Lesta. Lesta appears to still be doing a lot of their development from what I can tell. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it looks like. Then they offered a significant number of the RU people who wanted to still stay with Wargaming to move to EU. Then they fenced 2 EU servers off and gave it to the RU folks. Is that
Yes.
about right?
Yeah. So there was no transfer done. It was just they
Well, they transferred. They
EU
transferred,
3 and 4.
but then they gated. Then they fenced off the RU.
Yeah. There you go. Rename the RU server to EU4. There you go. That's the truth of it, isn't it? Wow.
So, what I don't know, what I would love to know, and I don't know how you would figure this out. What's really going on the RU side, on the Lesta side? Is there still a game? I'm assuming the game is still rolling on that. Does it look exactly like ours? We're not going to know, I suppose, until for a while whether it starts to diverge from each other.
Well, we're not going to know unless we can actually download the. Wouldn't that be interesting if you could download the server and play it and just see? I don't think you can.
Well, TL, I think you're 100% right there. One of the biggest reasons they did that is the interaction between RU and EU players at this point right now would not be good.
No,
so they would be.
It'd be an awful lot of.
It would just be stupid. And they would have a hard time.
Yeah.
They would have a hard time trying to police that. They have a hard enough time now. It would just not be good.
Yeah.
Well, they did talk about that, Wayne. But my question with that is, are we going to see them?
Yeah. Whatever they've introduced. I mean, we were on subjects du jour when we start to talk the next update, 1.19.1.
Oh yeah, so that's coming.
That's the influences there. I'm sure that. Well, I say sure. I can't be sure, but
the Chinese tanks are coming. So will the Chinese tanks be released at the same time in RU?
Yeah,
I assume so.
Is there compatibility between the two? I think there will be.
And there could be an argument there that those were in development before the split anyway, and they probably were. So it was just finishing a project that was already in work, and they gets released at the same time. But at some point, there's new developments, and I think these flamethrower things are probably the one to watch, because from our understanding, Lesta's developing those. Then the question becomes, do they show up for us when they show up for RU? That will be the big one to watch.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, for example, the China server, you can't download that. You can't have that, can you? You can't, I can't.
No.
I don't know, I've never
Well,
tried.
and it's behind the Chinese firewall and all that BS that they got going on over there.
So
that'll be
assuming that the EU 3 and 4 are now behind the Russian wall, if you like.
Well, I think the proper RU servers are EU 3 and 4 are just the two that they brought the RU players over. They said, "Hey, you can transfer your account over to EU proper."
Right.
But your two servers will be EU 3 and 4, and it's fenced to those players that came over from RU. And I don't know if it might be region locked as well. If you made a new account in RU and you wanted to play in the EU servers, then I don't know if it does that. I'm not sure how that would work, but I'm assuming there's still a considerable number of players who were in the RU clusters, the old actual RU servers. There was plenty of them that were up and running. And it's not every player that came over to EU. They had a lot of players, so there's still a significant amount of players in the EU proper, and that'll be the thing to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not seeing any. Good morning, Vitor. I've not seen any great increase in the EU channel. It sits at around 48 to 50,000 players whenever I log on, and that's not dramatically increased. But of course it won't do, because the EU account that the former Russian players are on EU 3 and 4. So we can't access that now. So you're not going to see it. And
do they
can't access 1 and 2?
Well, do they add up to the total though?
That's a good question. Well presented, deserves an answer. I don't know. Yeah. I'll have a look at that next time. I've just unlogged it. I'm not unlogged. I've just logged off now, so I could go back in and have a look if you want.
Well, Randall makes a good point. He says And that might be true. A good portion of them would be Ukrainian that wanted out of the RU side. Yeah.
Good point. Or
There you go.
The former Eastern countries like Poland or Lithuania or.
So you got that.
Moldova or-
Cliffy says currently 326,000 on the RU server. So there,
Yeah.
there is a massive
They
amount
used
of
to have
players.
1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a lot.
7K on the EU 3 and 4.
Yeah. I mean, that's more than I think the rest of everything added together. Has to
Yeah.
be. Other than China. Take China out, that's separate. But for NA, EU, and Southeast Asia, that has to be
See, you've also got to take into
Twice.
account with the current restrictions
More than
on
twice.
financial transactions, with Russia, and no dollars and pound sterling going that way, then how are they taking payment for gold boxes and all the rest of it? Are they taking?
They're just using
payment in
rubles. They're just they're just using their they
Okay.
did that. They made that deal with China between them. They're and Iran, maybe whatever it was. India,
Probably was
somebody
Iran
else.
as well.
There
wasn't
was
it?
somebody
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
They were trying to make their own, not make
Yeah.
their own currency. They have their own currency. They were trying to set it up
trade
so.
market. Yeah.
No, they're trying to make it so
that.
that their currency would be kind of like the dollar, or to compete against the dollar as a central currency.
Okay.
I can't think of what the word is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flip flops.
So that'll be something to watch. Cliffy said not messing with decorations and books is an upgrade. I don't know how I think about that, to be quite honest. It never really bothered me. I thought it was kind of interesting. It's certainly this time not as fiddly. I guess that's probably an upgrade. But I was thinking about this the other day, Pilgrim, because on the one hand, everyone's like, oh, okay, so gamers, right? Gamers, they want a challenge, but they don't want it too challenging,
Yeah.
right? And that's the trick with developers and game companies, is they need to make something challenging but not too challenging. And then you have to know that there are some people who want a really big challenge and some people who want not much challenge, and somewhere in between. And then how do you prize those levels? Like, how do you incentivize those levels? So specifically for the Christmas stuff, everyone's like, oh, the books and the decorations and the shards, it's all too complicated. And they're like, okay, fine. Then they do this, and then everyone's like, oh, it's too easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can't win either way. I mean, there is some elements of it that I found a little bit cheesy, like the that little jukebox thing is just cartoony. It's just, what I mean? It doesn't float my boat at all. I mean, it just sucks of like minimum planning to me. But yeah, I generally the rest of it, it's just fun. I mean, it was easy to do. Don't get me wrong, it was easy to do because I had lots of boxes. I think if you didn't have as many boxes, it wouldn't be so easy. But there wasn't the shard thing. I quite enjoyed the shard thing, to be honest. It was and it was great at the end of it. You had shards left over that you could then max out previous year's calendars and stuff. It was a sort of trend that went for years, and then this year's completely different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey ho.
I mean,
Yeah.
they could have just put resources in small boxes.
Well, they could have done, yeah.
They could have put,
absolutely.
instead of shards, they could have done everything. There's a lot of stuff they could have done, that would have made it a little more interesting. I think Brute, thanks, man, much appreciated with the sub. And somebody else gave a follow earlier. I missed that. Sorry, it was a Garand. Missed that resub. And Charles Watt, thank you for the follow, guys. Sorry, I missed those two things.
Artillery bugs has just crapped me up because I'm exactly in the same place as he is, the dog.
Well, this was another subject. I might as well just. Well, you know what? What we're going to do is I'm going to start a giveaway. We've been at it for an hour. I am out of coffee, just about. Not good.
All right.
That's
Look
not
at
good.
that morning, Joe.
Yeah. I just finished it. Oh, Hedgerow Hammer with the follow. Right on. Thank you. Welcome.
Cool.
We are going to start a giveaway for 3 boxes, or as the
All right.
Europeans do it, 3 boxes.
Yeah. Oh, the Brits.
Yeah. Oh, right up the old. And I'm going to go make a coffee, and we're going to take a break. So let me complete this. Did Attack Rose get his stuff?
I'll check my emails, but
Okay.
it's gone to him. So yeah.
Attack Rose, let us know what you got. Let us know what you got. We're going to start the giveaway right now, and then we're going to take a break for 5 minutes, and we will be right back, my friends, as soon as I find out how to make this thing work. What's going on here?
dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell, to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man, to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jets, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home where he watches the moose and hummingbirds aplenty. But he saw the need for the Watt community to have a guru and lead them gently. Down the road to Unicom land will die, trying hard in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So we broadcast his message far and wide, using YouTube, Twitch and various means, to lead you to the promised land of WR. Win 8 and damage counts. That a mortal man is only stuff of dreams. Win your flank and then go back, was his mantra for the pack, to which they shouted, yes, boss man, that we will. Win our flank and then flex back. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido.
Alrighty, we are back. Back. Where were we? What dead horse were we beating? We're beating the whole. Well, it's kind of combo. Christmas and Wargaming's Act. Dead horse.
Yeah.
But there's more. There's more. Let's go into some of the things that are coming up. Pilgrim with a gifted sub. Nice. Doug Gump, 41, gets a sub. Nice.
Happy days.
Taco's got 750 gold, some silver, and the little Harry Hopkins. Very nice.
Cool.
The little Harry Hopkins.
Cool beans.
Let's go over and check out some things that are up and coming, my friends. Because even though we're talking about all the struggles, I guess we might call them, the show goes on and the game continues to be developed. So whatever you think of how it's happening, we know things are happening. We have Oyster Bay. They've got a video here, actually, of the Oyster Bay release. They've done a considerable amount of work on this thing, actually, compared to what it was. Remember when it was in recon mode? It was very basic.
Yeah.
So they've added a bunch of detail to it and changed it around, much like the map we got. What is it called? Outpost, I think. Is that what it is?
Yes.
The new map?
Outpost. Yeah.
Much like Outpost, they've done a considerable amount of work on this thing. And so we got the little fly through here of what it looks like. You might recognize it. You kind of can move along the beach down here, and you got a big open airfield in the middle that's completely useless. Thanks, Wargaming. Appreciate that. See all these different pieces of cover down on the beach, driving from rock to rock. Sniper nests in the back. Imagine that. No bushes. No bushes.
Yeah.
A few bushes.
No bushes.
A few bushes back here. And then over here, it's going to swing around. On the other side, some sniper kind of positions back in the back by the cap. Place to hide in the very back for the last stand. And then you come around the edge of the map and you've got these big outcroppings. This looks a bit different. Actually, they're going back across here for some reason. All right, they're going to swing around, hopefully. Oh, they're going to go right down the middle where nobody's going to go. Great. There are some bushes. I don't know how good they are. This whole area just seems useless. Maybe this middle bit? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a shooting gallery, that whole. But the one thing about that is that you can travel around the outside. You can get on those.
Well, that's what that map was during.
That's right.
During recon mode, and then you've just got this again. This side has a big hidey area back behind the cap where you can just go into all these buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
They still haven't swung around to the north side yet, or south side yet. Maybe they're about to do that.
I mean, it looks like it's a small map, but it's not. It's big because of the amount of outside of the play area, if you like, you can get round. There's going to be a lot of sneaky lights. A lot of sneaky lights using that map.
I don't know, man. I don't know how much you can sneak in the middle, to be honest with you. There's some sniper positions right here in the middle to kind of stop people from getting too crazy. They still haven't gone. Go south, for frick's sake.
Yeah. Yeah, Biter, if it goes into rotation for CW, you'll hear a lot of people moaning, I'm sure. 8 Hussars in the house. And Heisenberg.
Good morning. Good morning. No worries, Heisenberg.
He wants us to repeat everything. Well, we didn't say much, did we? We shilled about the boxes.
Zemke, good morning. They still haven't gone south down there. Okay, just zooming out. Let's go over south.
So you don't think the middle's going to be useful at all, then? I mean, it doesn't look like it, does it?
Did you see how freaking channelized that whole thing? Now we're getting into the south part. I mean, it's vaguely familiar. It's been changed quite a bit. This big open area where you could snipe.
Yeah.
Multiple avenues.
Yeah, there was that area where you could. I think we both did it at one point. You could sneak around the outside of some, on the beaches sort of thing, and then you got up almost behind them. But there was a lot of camping going on at that point.
And we got
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, a bit. Biter. Campfest, yeah. They want Artie and CW. That is Again, that would be a good thing, wouldn't it? Maybe not.
I don't know, Wayne. It looks like there's definitely going to be the north push, maybe faster tanks, but there's like some cover. There's going to be the south brawl down here. I'm not sure. They sort of opened up. They sort of opened up the north side of these hills. There seems to be maybe a capability to get in the middle. We'll see if there's any crossfire between that and the north side. There's not a lot between the middle and the south side, just because all those big rocks are in the way. So there you go.
Diablo says it's come from console. I seem to remember that being on console. Maybe, maybe not.
I don't know if it came from console or if maybe console got a version of it faster, but this was, I think, in the first iteration of Recon mode. So maybe it was the console version that was in Recon mode. Don't know, which was first, chicken or egg, but it was in the Recon mode.
We did it a couple of times, didn't we? So it was in Recon, wasn't it? Yeah.
What's that, Bytor? Yeah. Well, there are uses for artillery and competitive depending on the map, and getting a good artillery player is going to be useful for sure. For sure. All right, super test tanks. These are sort of interesting. What's that?
Before you go there, Gators just said his wife is now playing the Guido song on the house speakers that play on the patio. He's got all the neighbours completely minded, brained.
That's hilarious. So we've got the super test. It has you're going to be really happy about this, Pilgrim.
I am I?
Do you know why?
Let's go with that.
Do you know why?
Oh, we've got a second button to press.
Yes, you've got an X.
Oh man, no
Press
way.
the X. It's a Sturv idea, so they've got the hydraulic. How you doing on it? I mean, as you can see, it looks a lot like a Sturv or Udez kind of idea.
So painful, isn't it?
They got a little write-up right here in the mid-'60s under the influence of the Swedish Sturvest. West Germany started looking into that. So these are all napkin tanks or concept tanks, blueprint tanks, that kind of stuff. This was interesting. This is Chinese, and it's the, what's it called? BZ-58-2. Does not have rockets as far as I can tell. It's more of a standard heavy tank, kind of like a standard Russian heavy tank. Development of the 50s, frontier covering tanks, blah blah. It is a Chinese tank with this is awesome. A Chinese tank with a unique combination of a reliable turret, powerful gun, and depression elevation angles unusual for vehicles of this nation. Its well-armored turret means this vehicle can take advantage of terrain irregularities. So they're giving the Chinese a Ridge fighter with a lot of depression and a really good turret and a good gun. Imagine that.
No, I'd imagine that, and also probably rockets to get them there quicker.
There's no rockets on it, I don't think. It's just a standard.
Sure?
Yeah.
You sure they're not going to add them to all the Chinese tanks?
So they're just building a tank for the Chinese that fits the meta is essentially what's being said here.
Yeah.
Wayne says shocked, I tell you. This is a Japanese TD.
Now there you go, Japanese TDs.
There's probably data on what tiers these are. I didn't see it. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. This is the Hoto Type 5 Hoto. It sounds like a tier 10.
Does
because Type 5 is the chassis that is the but I don't know if Type.
Yeah, you could be right.
They used the word type in a lot of it, so who knows what tier this thing is. But it's got a Japanese destroyer with outstanding mobility and maneuverability, equipped with an excellent armament. Allows you to confidently take key positions on maps for full control of the battlefield. An accurate gun and excellent mobility.
Yeah, that would be the question. What gun are they going to have this naval gun on it?
I'm sure there's details floating around. I don't have them here. This article doesn't have any numbers attached to it. But that's super.
Just imagine they'll put the naval gun on Guido. You know what I mean? a Type 5's gun on it.
Well, it
Great.
looks fairly large in relation to the
Yeah.
chassis, so it appears to be a large gun. It could be the Type 5 gun. Who knows? The comments on this website are always salty. It doesn't exist in history. The Ho-2 is used for the 12 centimeter class SPG based on Hago. I'm still mad they used that designation for this abomination. Anyway, so we got that's super test, guys. It's not that is super test. It is not. They're not close, right?
No.
Closer than
They are looking at things like that. It just goes to show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They are looking at things like that.
Then we get to some interesting stuff. Common test is now up for 1.19.1. So this is what's going to come at the beginning of the year. And the Chinese line is shown here. So we've got the rocket tanks starting at the Type 58. We'll get to the experience required in just a minute. First time chat, Hedgeroad Hammer, hello. What's happening? So BZ-58 is going to start at Tier 7 off of the Type 58. So you need to bank some experience on your Type 58 if you're looking to be ready to buy the Tier 7 immediately. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute. Then we got a 166, 68, and a BZ-75. So 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, that's cool. But the number you're going to need, it's got the jet booster mechanic. Let's see, where are those numbers? I saw them a moment ago. Actually, I think they're one back. Interesting. I thought it was there. Huh. Must have been seeing things. I know it's here somewhere. We'll run into it in a minute. Jet booster mechanic. It's an X. 5 seconds to prepare. Blah, blah, blah. It's comparable to the IS-2 for the Tier 7. It's got two guns, the 85 and the 100. Then we got the 166, which is the Tier 8, which will clearly be inferior to the 176 because that's how they roll.
Yeah.
68 and 75. I swear I saw the daggum number. Now, why do I not see it? Sometimes this web page seems to change mid-click for me. Oh, I think it's here. Is this it? Dang it. Tell you what, I had it earlier this morning. I should have written it down. Oh, maybe it's this. All right, so this is really what I'm getting at on all my mumbling and jumbling.
That was so professional. I can see you on YouTube at some point. Why don't you open a YouTube?
Dude, I couldn't. I'm so pissed. It was right there. I don't even know where the hell it went. I saw the numbers. Like, come on. Look.
Were you still asleep at that point? Were you dreaming this?
Extra informations. All right, you guys ready for this one? This one's going to make you laugh. An early nerf came in the form of the removal of HE guns from China's high-tier heavy tanks. Right before the common test, from the Tier 9 and 10, Wargaming removed the separate high-explosive guns altogether.
You cannot make this up.
Thus,
You could not make it up.
Thus, China's new branch left only the premium with a high-explosive gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get your Steam box going with the clapping.
Well played, Wargaming.
Oh man, you just can't make this stuff up.
Well played.
Oh man. Yeah, Diablo, you're right.
And we were chatting before, Pilgrim and I told him, earlier this week, it was probably yesterday, I was sort of thinking about this because I generally wander around the house thinking about World of Tanks.
What you do?
And I said to myself, what is the 9 and 10 going to look like, considering the BZ-176, which we'll get to in a minute. Oh yes, we will get to it. Considering the BZ-176 and the derp gun slash not a derp gun slash super hesh gun, whatever the F is,
Yeah.
and its capability to just drop some pain, what on earth is the 9 and 10 going to look like?
Exactly. You're going to have, I mean, how, as we've discussed, how on earth are you going to balance 9 on 10 based on what the BZ's like? You just couldn't do it.
Do you know what the answer is?
Oh, I don't know. They'll give it HE back.
Nothing. It's not. It's not there. It's the bait and switch. Get all psyched. Get your BZ-176. Buy your boxes. Get your rockets. Get your big derp gun. We're gonna send this really new line with lots of blah 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 blah. No.
It's gonna be fun. Maybe not. Old wargaming. They never fail, do they? They never fail wargaming. If there's anything about wargaming, they are consistently, completely, I want to say bollocks, but
Now, it's not really balanceable. It is a broken idea. I'm glad they removed them. That's fine. Also, didn't you just redo all your HE and now you're introducing more HE? So in order to make that interesting, you have to make it a better HE. Hesh,
Yes.
Chinese round, whatever the hell that thing's supposed to be.
yeah,
And then they released the 176, which I said we get to, has immediately stepped into a top 3 tier 8 tank. Okay, argument for top 5, but it's absolutely a top 5.
yeah. Without having to do anything, really. Anybody could play it. Yeah, exactly.
Which is even more broken for the fact that if RNG slash dispersion shines upon you, it's pretty brainless kind of tank,
yeah.
honestly. I mean, yes, good players will be able to leverage it, but you don't necessarily have to be a good player to leverage brainless RNG dispersion stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you just point and shoot, and if
Yeah.
you get lucky, you drop 700 on somebody or whatever.
Well, you see, well, we're already reading it. Mackay is saying that the Tier 10 BZ-75 has a 152mm gun. Can you imagine? I mean, we're going back to Death Star territory
Yeah.
with that sort of nonsense, you know? It's just
I think the guns are still big, even though they're pulling it says the HE gun, so I'm not real. I didn't look too closely at what the two guns were. Maybe they're still big guns and they have the big HE round involved,
Well,
like
they could have the hash round,
yeah.
just
So
the
I don't
H-
know
yeah.
but apparently they decided that that was just one bridge too far with those. But then the article says that leaves only the. It does say that leaves only the premium with the high explosive gun. So I guess they don't have the one with the Hesh thing.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, it very much depends. Mind you, they can swap out the ammunition and decide what they want to put in that anyway. So it may well come with a Hesh round, even though it doesn't. Well, I don't know.
We'll see, man. It's coming. This will be the patch in the new year. So the new line will be released, and there'll be a big hubbub about the new line of Chinese heavy tanks
Fine,
coming
was
out.
saying, bring back the one-shot arty.
Yeah.
Why not?
Bring
Why
back
not?
bring back the 1,000 hit point, 500 common blaps splashed for 600 thing. All right, so they do have the rockets. That's going on. There it is. I knew I saw it. So you're going to need 56,000 experience on your Type 58, guys, to unlock the BZ-58.
Wow.
So crank out 6,000 experience on your Tier 6 Type 58, and you'll be able to go ahead and purchase, or at least unlock, the BZ-58 immediately. The BZ-58 seems to be a kind of standard Tier 7 heavy tank, as from what I can tell.
But then, when you fall back onto the premium, like we've said before, if you get into a game with Tier 6s have got no chance. It's just a farm fest when you're in the premium. So, irrespective, you're going to see Tier 6s.
Yeah.
Even in the tech tree, you're going to see Tier 6s. So, I don't know. What's that all about?
Are we ready to pick a winner? I think we
I
are.
think it's finished. Yeah.
You guys ready?
You want me to try?
All right, little Christmas cheer coming someone's way. Winner is Narc Sergeant.
Woohoo!
Narc Sergeant.
Congrats.
Right on. I'm gonna send you a whisper, Narc Sergeant, if you will give me your in-game name. As soon as I figure out why the whispers don't show up. Something is going on with this. It's very strange. Very strange. What is happening?
It's the same. Is it NA server not? He's saying it's the same in chat. So Narc Sergeant's the same.
Okay. There's something weird when I pull my chat window out from the Twitch dashboard. For some reason, my whispers don't show up when I try to make them. I don't quite understand that.
But do you lose all the sidebar? Is it not on
No,
the
it's
sidebar?
there.
No? For
some reason, eventually, I wonder if Just Around Midnight actually whispered me. I think he did, actually. For some reason, the whispers don't work when I do that. That's irritating as heck.
Yeah.
Irritating as heck. Narc Sergeant, what kind do you want, man? Let me know what kind you want. Do it in chat right there. Do it.
Kenobi 1? Kenobi 1? It's
Any,
first time
okay,
chat.
good.
Hello?
Kenobi, how are you? Welcome
And
to
then Heisenberg says Wargaming will attempt to balance by making rocket boosters part of equipment 3.0 so everyone gets them. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. It's fast becoming an arcade game, isn't it?
You know, somebody made a great point about that I hadn't thought of, and I think it was one of the CCs. Or maybe it was one of you guys in chat. It might have been actually in chat on a stream or something, but I didn't sort of put this two and two together, but the rocket booster is kind of like a mechanic from Steel Hunter.
Oh, crikey, yes.
What the hell
Good
just happened?
point. Good point, because they did have they had rocket type boosters on there. See, this is the thing. They start putting things in modes like that and then start to put it in the main game. It's going to be all sorts of magic stuff in it. It's going to be like Game of Thrones instead of World of Tanks.
Hold on.
Are you broken?
Narc Sergeant, I pressed the button and then it took me off the page, so I'm honestly not sure if that went. Let me check my email and see if I get the email from him. Give me a second on that, man. I clicked on it. Oh, here we go. I guess it did go through. Let me know if you got it. I think it went through. I didn't get the usual page. That was very strange. Tell me if you got it. Purchased a gift. Okay, it says it went. You should get it. You should have it here soon. Let us know what you got. What were we talking? Oh yeah, so it's like a Steel Hunter thing, right?
Well, yeah. Exactly. Artillery Bugs is hitting the nail on the head, isn't it? Lasers, railguns, you name it, power-up drops in pubbies. Oh, man, that's when I just completely... I don't know. I'll still play it, but I'll just, I'll just go to training rooms all the time.
Just yell at them clouds, man.
Yeah, we yell at the clouds.
So like I was saying, let's take a look at the stats, actually, how these tanks are doing so far. We got 3 tanks that were released. Bring up Chrome here.
Are we having a proper moan here, are we?
We are.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
We're having a proper moan.
Yeah. BZ-76, number 4 in win rates. DPG, number 3. So right up there with the Skoda. Number 4 in frags. Damage ratio, number 3. Kill to death, number 3. Survival, number 2. Actually took the number 2 spot away from the 100-01.
Wow. Now that's something else, isn't it?
So
Wow.
so it's I don't know, is the Skoda that far? Oh, all right, Skoda survives too. It's up there pretty good. So this is a top 5, potentially, arguably a top 3, although its win rate is a little bit lower. That's the Peregrine surprises me right there, but that's probably skill level.
How many games has it got? I can't see the screen very well. How many games? has it got?
Absolutely, it's mental. It's the most by almost twice.
Wow.
Only the Skoda's close. Well, it's not even close. It's
Right.
not quite twice the Skoda, but it ain't far off. And it's about 3 times the Lurva, which is the next one after the Skoda.
That is crazy, isn't it? I mean,
Right, so it's doing,
That's-
it's doing that with everybody playing it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
absolute definition of overpowered, which I think we knew the Skoda was like that too, but because the Skoda has a similar situation where it's being played by everybody, and it still rocks a 52.99.
yeah. It's not. You see, you would think having that many games, it would bring it down to an average, but it's saying that the average is way, way higher than anything else.
Well, that's proof of it being OP.
Yeah,
that's,
absolutely.
That's probably the strongest argument for an OP tank is when it is played a lot and played by all of the player base and still overperforms for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Kenobi 1, I think it did drop quite quick. I think he was saying he got it on the first box he opened. I do think all of the tier 8 premiums. Well, I don't know about the smaller number of boxes, but certainly if you're spending $70, $80 or whatever, you're going to get 2 or 3 premium 8s easily enough. Knox got the boxes.
Yeah, TL. It's very strange that all the top tanks are premiums. That's quite the
Yeah, it
surprise. Look at win rate. That's what cracks me up. The 100.01 is the first tech tree that shows up. Worse than the KB5.
Mad.
Worse than the Tornwagen. Worse than an IS-6B. Worse than a Mivi. The rest of these aren't that surprising because these are all pretty good. Worse than a Kressel.
Wow.
And then there's a bunch more premiums. Then you get the Peugeot 54, which is the second best. And then
you've got to say that maybe the premiums are being played a lot more purely because of the credit grind. Perhaps, I don't know. I mean,
well, they are, but they're just better.
yeah,
Yes and yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Both things are true.
yeah,
The one thing that does hold back tech tree tanks is people have to play them stocks. That does hurt them, but I don't think it hurts them that much in terms of just they're all at the bottom, right? They're all terrible.
mm.
I don't know.
Well,
It's
I
great.
mean, Cliffy makes a good point. If you've got that choice of tier 8 heavies, premiums, why would you go back to tech tree? You know, why would you bother do the grind? Because you're just having a better time playing with the premiums,
What
and you
ti-
paid money for them.
I would play the Tiger 2. I like that.
Oh yeah, I love
don't.
the Tiger too.
I think it's pretty good. Of these other ones, what would I play? No. Maybe the T32. Maybe the IS3 I quite enjoy. No. The 53 TP is better than people think. I actually kind of like it, but his point is valid. I mean, I kind of have to come up with a reason to go play any of those tanks
Yeah, yeah.
because they're not that good. The 100-01 being the number is actually a pretty good tank, and it's pretty funny. You can do. I quite enjoy the 100-01. That's actually pretty good tier 8. But still, all these are better easily.
Yeah.
And these tanks you can't play a game without seeing. The T56, the BZ are in every game you play.
And numerous of them. You know, it's not
Yeah.
just one. You see 3 or 4 of them, and it just makes the game completely all one-sided. Or, And I'm not saying it's a 15-0 wipe over every time, but when you've got 4 or 5 of your team with overpowered premiums, or 4 or 5 on the enemy team, it's only going to go one way.
Yeah,
It's hardly ever going to go one way.
I'm with you, McKay. It's a fun one to play. To some extent, Bytor, I'm with you, and I understand that when they're new, it is that way, and they are played more because they're new. But in the terms of the BZ, I am expecting it to be played about as much as the Skoda,
Yeah.
and it's overperforming so much that can't account for the whole thing. The Iron Arnie is not quite the same, but it is a top 10. It's a strong medium right off the bat. It's more like a heavy, to be honest with you. It's being played.
It's very useful. It's very useful hull down.
Now, it did not. It's not being played more than the Barossa Progetto, and I think this one's going to slack off a bit. But it's at 6 in win rate. It's DPG. Actually hurts it a bit. It's in top 10 though. It's got a long reload. Frags. Where is it? Again, same thing. The DPM kind of hurts it. Damage ratio is okay at 5 or 6. So it's a top 10 immediately tank, but it's not the same level as the BZ. So I think it's a good tank, but it's top 10.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Just around midnight, the tier 8 premiums are broken tier 6. I think that's a very valid point because, you know, when you play tier 6 and you're coming across all these premiums, it's almost a given. You can do what you do and try and, you know, affect the balance of the game in your tier 6, but you pretty much come across a premium tier 8, you might as well go, yeah, how much are you going to farm me for now? And that's you done. Now, I think that's quite right. I think tier 6 is broken now because of that.
The Char is immediately the number 1 tier 9 light tank. It just,
all right, okay.
You know, other than survival where it misses out a little bit because it is played fairly aggressively. I don't know. This is an interesting one. Right now, it's definitely being played more. My goodness, 176,000. So it's got the turbo of what guys are talking about in chat, that it's a new tank, so extra people are playing it. But it's still, even so, doing really well. Now this is very telling. Look at this DPG, 200 more than the next.
There you go. There you go. Says everything. But that's that extra shells. It's the clip thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where it's at. I mean, I had a game this morning when I was up against it. He came up. I can't remember what map it was, but he snuck out behind me and just emptied his clip into me. There's nothing I could do about it. You know, I got a shot on him, but there's nothing I can do about it. He just clipped me out. I was like, oh, crikey, here we go.
And its damage ratio is 0.21 more than the next guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the 1390 was always known as a light tank that could dish out some pain, right? It had the highest DPG. It was known that, you know, it lacked some other light tank stuff, but it was the tier 9 light tank that could drop some damage.
Yeah,
it doesn't even hold a candle to this thing anymore.
No.
It's not even close. I mean,
you know, it's not easy to play that tank either.
Appears to be. I don't know what to tell you, man. People say that. It's like, oh, well, it's very hard to play. Is it? Because that's not what this says.
No.
I don't know.
It's
I don't
pissing
know.
Anybody could do it.
What
are you moaning about, Phil? Get on with it.
Only the best players are going to do good in it. Oh, okay. Well, I guess these stats are from only the best players. No.
That's it. That's the reason.
No.
Man, oh man. Yeah.
As with all
is the game changing? I think the game is changing and evolving in many, many different ways.
Well, it always does, yeah.
Evolve.
It's not a bad thing,
You know?
necessarily. It's not a bad thing.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think you know, old buggers like me are struggling now because I can't even do the modification thing. I mean, it just winds me up, so I don't bother. So I'm at a disadvantage every time I go into a battle now because I won't even do the field mods.
Well, it's sped up, and the top end has become overbalanced. They haven't, because they refuse to balance their premiums and reward tanks. If you're not playing the strong tanks, you know, and you want to play something else, you immediately sort of put yourself, all else being equal, you've put yourself in an inferior tank, and so you've got to make up for that problem with skill or luck or a better team or a good whatever you can do.
Yeah.
I think it's still fun. I still like playing the tanks that kind of suck. Or I have the KV-122, for example. I've been playing. It's not it's like the worst. It's one of the worst. In fact, let's look at it.
Yeah. You got Sly Rascal. Morning, guys. Season greetings. Guido, you're looking dapper. You got a haircut and shave for the holidays. Look at that.
I did.
Nobody says anything about the gnarly elbow, do they?
Well, we can't.
We talk about the pilot.
We can't see the hair. We can't see that you don't have. KV-122. You can't see it, but this is it. This is a premium. That's at the bottom of win rate.
And you still go out and play it for a laugh.
Well, I've been doing the 100 game challenge, 100 battle challenge on it.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
And for whatever reason, let's go over here. Let's go over here and find this thing. For whatever reason, I've been doing well. Now the sample size is low. A lot of times these things work themselves out over time. If I have a really good start, sometimes it's just a little bit of luck. But I'm at 59% in the thing.
Wow. Look at that. So you're getting some good teams, aren't you?
Yeah, we're at 51 battles. My DPG is right there with some of my better tier 7s, and I like the mobility. For
I think Hisenberg's making a good point as well, Guido, is that while it's all like this, if you're playing lower tiers, you can certainly get your tanks marked. You know what I mean? Because people are not playing some of these really, really horrible tanks. You can definitely, if you have a good couple of games in it, you're marking your tanks. Yeah?
It's a good point.
Maybe that's the way to do it.
Well, I mean, if you just play the game against yourself to enjoy the pieces you're playing.
Yeah.
Like me with the 100 Battle Challenge, I don't particularly care that much how it goes. I just want to get 100 battles in. I mean, I'd like to do well, but you have to understand if you're going to play what is arguably, objectively a bad tank, then you've got to, like I said earlier, you got to make up for that with doing better than other people, or just accept that it's not a great tank, you know.
Well, I mean, the whole thing about the good thing about the challenge you've set yourself with the 100 battle challenge is also the side challenge, I'm assuming, and you know, ask you and me and all that lot, but I'm assuming is that you would like to get your tanks to 50%.
Yes.
If you can get it to 50%, that's an achievement, isn't it? Whatever it is. Yeah.
I generally don't have any trouble with that. What I kind of shoot for is 60, except at the higher tiers, which I do struggle to get to 60 on the higher tiers, but somewhere around tier 8. If I'm closer to 60 than 50, I'm happier, I guess, is the best way to put that.
Yeah.
Ship tick's good. The ship tick's very good. I finished at 100 battles. I was struggling to even be above 50% on it, but I believe I ended above. Could be lying. I don't know. Let's check. I got 55 out of it at the end. So I got a little bit better. I took some good advice from some of you guys, changed some things up, and ended up with an okay 55% in 100 battles with that. It's really good. People can do really well. It just has a lot of firepower if you can get in the right position.
Yeah.
It can.
Some of the if you I mean, some of the times I've had good battles in it is getting into a city map and then utilizing the city cover with your fast rate of fire. I mean, you know, and trying to protect yourself from. So, although it's not a brawler of a TD, if you can get in amongst it, you know, if your heavies are putting up stiff resistance and you can support them very, very closely, you can have really good games with that because the reload is phenomenal. It's, you know, crazy.
Yeah, and it's got mobility and a turret, which is important.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, what else we got going on, man? I think that's everything for what I wanted to talk about with all this stuff. So the patch is coming. The Chinese rocket tanks are coming. They stripped the gun off. We'll see what that does, if anything, at the end of the day to those tanks. I mean, clearly it takes away the BZ playstyle, I guess. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't have.
Actually,
They don't have the hey, get your rocket up close kind of idea and blap somebody. I guess the get your rockets and get up close and get to positions that normally heavies can't get to is still in play because the rockets are there.
Yeah.
But the whole, you know, super blap thing is apparently gone. We'll have to see what the guns look like and whether there is some kind of significant HE, Hesh, whatever round that comes with it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Don't know.
But I guess what they've done is also, you know, they've removed that from the tank, but they've also then given it better all round everything else.
Yeah.
To make up for it, to be honest. So we shall see.
Well, let's jump in here. I'm gonna do the. I've got 8 tokens. I've been saving them up for today.
Oh.
So let's see what happens. See if I can get the 283. I have like 20 days of rentals right now. So let's see what I get. We'll just watch the animation once.
I got it the other day. I did me. How many of it was? 5 rentals. I enjoyed it.
That's not it. That's
nope.
8.
Really, no, because it goes down the chimney, doesn't it?
I know.
Down the chimney, you don't get it. Yeah.
Yep. So I got 2 fire extinguishers. Oh no, chimney. That's another one.
Morning, Charlie Horse.
2 repair kits. Good morning, Charlie Horse. How are you?
You want to fire up another raffle while we're here?
Yeah, man.
While we're doing this?
Oh, I gotta watch this card. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Did it miss? Did it go in?
Yeah.
Oh, it went in. Look at that.
Yeah. All right, Narc Sergeant got the boxes. What did you get, man? Let us know if you got them. And here we go. One for Pilgrim, starting 3 boxes. This says duty comes first. All right.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's a skill set for your signaller.
Apparently his earphones are on fire. And we get... Oh. Oh. Hey, credit. Oh, we'll take credits. That's fine. Got 4 more. We're gambling,
Come on, fingers
folks.
crossed, look. Come on.
We're gambling.
CCRG.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Gambling. 30,000
Yeah,
credits.
gambling.
I didn't know they had a 30,000 version. That's nice.
Oh.
Got
no.
some credits. You know what? If you
That is
save up the
cool.
coins, it feels better because you're getting more stuff all at once.
It feels better.
It feels
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, it's like you got a bargain bucket from KFC, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. So you can get 1 large first aid kit or 2?
Yeah.
But I only got 1.
Yeah.
All right.
You only got one. Yeah.
2 more chances.
It's CCRG.
2 more chances to get the tank. Come on, baby. Do it live on stream. Do it for the chill. Oh.
Come on.
Gearbox intricacy.
There you go.
Last one.
There you
Last
go.
coin. This is it. It's got to be
Well,
it.
you did
It's
it.
got to be it.
It
It
is.
oh.
It is. Ugh.
I couldn't even
How
manage a.
disappointed do you feel now?
I couldn't even manage a rental. Terrible.
No.
Terrible F. All right. There'll be more coins. We still have some time. I'll have to steal from Pilgrim's Garage. By the way, you've still visited me less times than Cliffy.
Well, I have, because I haven't been playing it for the last week because I've been goobing up with that silly reset.
I haven't.
I've not played for a week. So while we're here, has anybody else had that problem? When they did the mini update the other week, it reset all the settings. And I went in, I didn't notice it. I went into game and my mouse sensitivity was off the charts. I couldn't even aim at anything. It was like having a barrel that was doing this. I just couldn't do anything. So I had to delete the game and start all over again. Not the account, the game.
Did that fix it?
Yeah. It's sort of. I had to reduce the mouse sensitivity down in the settings to almost 0. And it's fine now. Well, fine-ish. But I would go into sniper mode and the barrel would be doing this. I was going, I can't even get on. I can't even lock on, never mind shoot.
Did you change your
Oh,
settings? Did you change your settings in what's the zombie game?
Oh, Daisy, no.
Sometimes when you change your setting in other games,
over.
it messes
Yeah.
with your stuff. Sometimes it just changes.
Funny little thing. But I've sort of played a few games this morning. It seemed to be okay-ish.
Okay.
Not like it was. It didn't feel like it was. It feels a little bit more, sensitive.
Well, did you get a new mouse or
No,
change?
nothing. I mean, it's still the old standard, thing. Nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing changed other than when I noticed on the settings, they got little red dots when everything has against all the different parameters. Well, it's full of red dots, so I had to go back and reset everything back to how I used to have it.
Wait a minute.
Because it
Hold
had
on.
all gone to default.
Hold on. Where are the red dots?
When you go into settings,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a little red dot again, and then you go into that UI that you can do your graphics, your sound, all those different things.
In the
They've
game.
all got little, in the
Okay.
game. So you go into settings in the
Right.
game, and then you can go into you can change all your parameters for your graphics and your sound and everything else, and your aiming circles, all with red dots because they've not been actioned. But they had been actioned. But when it did the update,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
reset it to
Yeah.
whatever. House Gerald played a prank on me. Yeah, she probably snuck in and did something to it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like it just
Suppose why.
reset for whatever reason for you.
Yeah, so I had to go through it all again. So
I
I'm hoping
suspect-
it's sort of-
I
There you go.
suspect
Vitor said that his did the same thing.
I suspect it's your war pack that probably did that.
Yeah, my aimbot. I'll have to take the aimbot off.
So just be careful. Just Just be careful with that.
Oh man, Vitor did the same. Look, Vitor had the same problem.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Mr. Mod.
Mr. Mod.
I think I had what was the big one, the mod? I did have that one time. Not Aslan's, the other one. Yeah, no, Aslan's. I had that
Warpack.
one time, but I got fed up with it because it was just. I mean, I had white skin tanks and all that sort of good stuff. And I
It
thought,
wasn't
"That's a
Warpack?
bit no, it was. Behave. It was Aslan's. He used to have the white skin mod, so when the tank died, it was white skin. Remember that?
I had that mod for a
thought
while.
that was a bit naughty.
I had that
I
mod
thought
for a
that
while. Yeah, I don't. I run
Yeah,
no.
so I
I don't
took it
run them.
off.
Yeah, I don't run any mods
No.
anymore.
That's it. Aslan, that was it. Aslan's mod. I mean, that was like 3-4 years ago, and then I haven't bothered with it since I run vanilla now.
That's not entirely true. I have one Aslan mod. That's the free camera for my replays, so I can do a little
Yeah,
free
well,
camera
that's
stuff.
for a reason, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't had Warpack for a while? Question mark.
I do watch some streamers. I do watch some streamers on occasion. I look at the number of mods they have. I'm like, this. I don't even recognize this game.
Yeah.
Like, this is not even the game I play. What on earth is all this crap on your screen?
Do you know when the UI it goes into the garage and it's got a whole mass of different colours of
Yeah.
like script all over it? You're like, how on earth do you deal with all that
Yeah.
nonsense? It's bad enough having Christmas lights. Never mind all that crap.
Mr. Beetlebum does have a lot of them. Actually, he does have a lot of mods. He's got that. I think he's got that dark mod that makes it look like the sky is dark or night and stars and shit.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that you could. I mean, to customise your garage mod, that would be fun. As long as it's not affecting the actual game. I would quite like to have something you can customise.
That's all to taste. I mean, they have that. They have
Yeah.
they have mods that you can change your garage around and all that stuff. Who cares? Nobody cares.
No. Night Sky, Zimbo's saying. Yeah, Night Sky. I think it's fairly cool. If you can, I'd like to have a garage that is like, I don't know, a picture of Manali Elbow on it or something. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Just something you can mess about with that doesn't affect the game. It'd be cool.
Dark sky with headlights. Yeah, yeah. The tree down thing, that was definitely a problem. That's a huge essay edition. If you can see things getting knocked down, you know where people are, or someone is anyway. Cool. Are we giving?
Charlie Horse is saying, which tank has the most embarrassing garish camo?
Which tank?
Yeah, well, any tank can have the camo, isn't it? Which camo is the most embarrassing? What do you,
Well,
I would say.
interesting you say that, actually, because I set this up.
Have you got the Christmas one on it?
No, I was thinking of what I wanted to have as a tank in the garage when you guys came in, and I was thinking about putting a Christmas camo on something, but then I came across this taxi camo that I put on the Type 5.
Wow, yeah, that's probably
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's probably.
But then
I think really.
there's Kaiju, which is a 3D. I didn't even know that was a thing. It's got the
neither did
what kind of.
Oh my gosh! No,
I can't even see the thing that's so high up there. This gigantic Gatling gun. There we go. Some kind of crazy Gatling gun up on top.
think as a generality, anything that has 3D skins that has attachments to it that are unreal, like rockets or huge anti-aircraft guns or hey-ho rubber dinghies, gas tanks and all the rest of it, they're for me are the camos which are absolute pants.
Can we just say, it's hard to see this, but can we just say, considering the scale of this tank and the fact that a person is about that tall, I guess, and that this is a 150 something millimeter, whatever it is, gun, that this supposed machine gun has to be like a 76 millimeter Gatling gun.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It has to be off a Super Entendard. It's a 30mm Gatling.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is absolutely massive. And I think this mount, I think a person's only about that tall right there. Or maybe his head comes up to the back of it. I want to see the giant, the absolute...
Stretching up to press the triggers.
The absolute massive giant that stands on this thing and shoots this gigantic... Yeah, this is like the A-10's gun. And so this guy has to be 8-9 feet tall to stand on this thing. And
Yeah. Now, that's a Japanese tank. You'd be hard-pressed to find a 9-foot tall Japanese person, wouldn't you?
And how about if someone was making this What the hell is this thing on the side?
I don't know. What is it? An aerial? What is it? A gun? No, it's an aerial. No, it's a gun.
It's a trellis. It's for growing roses, I think. What is this?
Growing roses.
This is
Bonsai tree growing trellis.
this tank is so slow that plants can actually work their way up the trellis before it goes by.
It's got ivy growing up the sides because it's crept onto it.
Maybe it is a ladder. And then
Wow.
the world's largest binoculars. All right, so here you go. This is what I'm talking about. Wait. Yeah, this is some kind of massive gun because look at the seat. It's tiny right here.
Yeah.
Like this thing is... Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah. It's a naval gun, isn't it? It's some sort of naval self-defense gun.
It is the largest Gatling I have ever seen. I mean, it must be 76 millimeter at least. It's so gigantic. I like then the last touch where they just tossed some samurai swords on top for some reason on a rack.
I don't know.
And then there's some... Oh, that's pretty good. These shell casings fell off and they just sit there. I don't even know.
Do you know what is? You know when you get something like what do I call it now? The open top TDs where you can see the shells in the ammo racks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great? Is every time you fire one shell less would show in the ammo rack. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? You go, oh look, there, it's gone.
This is
It's a
awesome.
gap now.
This is awesome Epic, guys, which when you put it on something this large, gets completely pixelated.
It does, doesn't it? Look at that. What is that?
Yeah.
I mean, a flamethrower on the back deck, yeah, to stop the party parties.
Let's see. We got...
Bad. Oh yeah, Belarus might be right. It could have been, the guns you have on the submarines. There's great big like dirt guns they have on submarines when they surface and it's on the deck.
Oh, those
That's
are...
what
Yeah,
that
well, those
gun
are
looked
like... Those are like
Yeah.
50, 76 millimeter.
mil?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just something like that. They're just about that caliber. Got the Queen Maeve. So here's some of the Christmas stuff. We got this one. That's pretty garish.
Oh no, yeah. Some
Got-
of it is proper. Oh, I mean, Day of the Dead is bad enough, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Armored Train. There's Day of the Dead.
Yeah. I mean, I had the Christmas camo from about 3 years back. It was completely red with lots of little Father Christmases, I think, all over it.
Oh, there's a Christmassy one.
Yeah, that's an improvement on the other one. The other one I've got on a piece of artillery, bright red with Father Christmases on it.
I have so many freaking camos in here.
It's crazy, isn't it? You just start collecting them and then never use them. I never use them, half of them.
Yeah, the things like this I rarely put on tanks. I mean, sometimes just for a laugh I'll put them on some of the tanks, but
Yeah.
they
yeah.
get a little crazy. This is pretty funny. Here's the red coat on this thing. This actually looks pretty good on the KV5. I was looking at it earlier today. The side is
yeah,
just
look at
so
that.
red, and then you got Revolutionary that if you want it blue, very similar idea. Then if you want just a lot of America, you just chuck that on there, big old beast.
You're right. There's certain tanks where it fits, and then there's other tanks that it looks
Yeah.
stupid on.
Yep.
Isn't it? I mean, what you've done with the Monty is funny. For example, that's quite clever. But if you put that onto anything else, it just doesn't look right. But a set of grinning teeth and
Yeah.
Chuck.
The
You know what I
Chuck-a-core.
mean? The Chuck-a-core, yeah.
Anywho,
Tangerines, yeah, no, yeah.
oh, let's find out who gets the next boxes. You guys ready?
Alrighty.
And the
So
winner,
finished.
is this me or you this time? Where are we?
Me,
Okay, pick a winner. Artillery bugs.
artillery bugs. Sending it now.
Nice. Nice,
Just
nice,
in-game
nice.
name and I take it's the same server. Just whisper. I'll whisper you so you know it's me. How about that?
Well, all right, man. I think that's about it, my friend. That's all I can come up with at this point. Christmas is rolling. Expect a stream tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm planning.
Yeah,
I'm planning on
I'm
it
off
anyway.
tomorrow, so I'll probably if you want, I can jump in with you.
Okay.
Artillery bugs. Tell me, just give me a in-game in-game name and server, and we can quickly find out what you get. I'll send it you right now. Tell me which ones you want.
You betcha.
See you later, Zimbo.
See ya, man. Zimbo, take care. Appreciate everybody coming, as always. So remember, no coffee talk on the 25th. That's Christmas for us. What do Christmas? We will not be doing that.
New Year's Day, though.
We will do New Year's Day. We'll do New Year's Day. I'll be trying to stream as much as possible. I am still working on the gifts, the Tankers Helping Tankers. If you do have somebody you would like to nominate, please feel free to send that to me, and we'll get those gifts out. We got about half of them out right now, and I can I can definitely send some more. So let me know if you've got anybody who you think could use some holiday cheer. Had some nice responses. People very appreciative of you guys nominating them. One guy gave a very heartfelt response, which I thought was nice. In fact, what I need to do is share that with the people who nominated them, so they know.
I'll tell you, Bugs. Do you want to repeat that, because I've just copied and pasted your name and it doesn't come up with anything for NA, or is it as your Twitch name as opposed to what you've typed there, because you've typed something different?
Yeah, is there an ER in it? Because you've got Artilli Bugs. And make sure if there's any weird stuff like a 1 or you're using a 0 for one of the letters or something like that, make sure it's all exactly correct. Because you would not be, well, maybe you would be. Maybe you would not be surprised, but I think you might be surprised. Sometimes I put in names and there's 82 of them. There you go. There you go, Pilgrim.
All right, okay, let me copy and paste that in.
Thanks, Cliffy. So it doesn't, that's great. That's good. So basically now my plan to have a $500 screen that only has chat is now nearly useless because I can't whisper off of it. Perfect.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. You can't make this up.
I gotta go back to the drawing. Gotta go back to the drawing board. Son of a.
Oh dear. You just can't make it up, can you? You know what I mean? You need to get a TV screen. Just put it on a TV screen. They're cheap as chips.
Man, oh man.
I think when it comes to tech, I think you're destined forever to be in this this never-ending loop of just things that just don't go right, because you had all that blue screen death nonsense.
Oh God.
And then,
well, it's just the ongoing saga of all that stuff, and everyone who's dealt with it, everyone who does it deals with it. You're like, okay, I'll get this thing, and then I'll do that, and it should do that. And you look at it and go, well, shit, it doesn't exactly do that the way I wanted to.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? Your aspirations against the reality is somewhat skewed, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yep. It's all good, though, man.
Right. That's on the way, Artillery Bugs.
Awesome.
There you go. See, TL Wiz has got a telly.
Some TVs are good enough that they work okay as monitors. Sometimes you need to be a little further away from them to make it work. Just depends on the TV, how far you have anyway. But all right, cool. I think that's it, guys. So like I said, streams this week and next week. No Coffee Talk 25th. We will do Coffee Talk on New Year's. Obviously, videos coming out and whatnot during the week. If you have somebody to nominate, go ahead and do so. I do appreciate everybody coming by. Got a lot of subs today. Thank you very much. Resubs from you guys, so that really helps out the channel. Very much appreciated on that. We had some significant number of follows as well. So Narc Sergeant, Pilgrim gave out one, Hedgerow follow, O'Brute, Garand, Charles Watt, had a hype train, Cliffy, just around midnight, Mustang Cobra, Silver, and Diablo. Fantastic, guys. Much appreciated to you. And obviously to everybody who came in and hung out with us for 2 hours on a Sunday morning, about out of coffee. I'm going to go find the wife, and we're going to hang out on the porch, maybe with some warm blankets because it's a bit chilly.
Get out, man. Bit chilly. Behave.
It is.
Try hanging out on my porch then. Bloody hell. You'd have a blue nose before you knew it.
Thank you, Six Pack Daddy. Added to the mix. Much appreciated. All right, that is it from Guido from the left side of the Atlantic.
And that is it from Pilgrim on the Crack Side of the Atlantic.
Oh,
See
wait,
you in
hold
the
on.
new year,
Wait,
guys.
wait, wait.
What? What? Who?
We have to
What?
raid. I always forget to raid.
Oh yeah, Joe's up. Joe's up.
Joe. Who's Joe?
Joe's 09, I think it is.
Who's Joe 09?
No, you. Hang on. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Let me have a look.
Are you just throwing out random names?
No, Joe 150. Remember Joe 150?
Oh, did we raid him?
You raided him once because he had no viewers.
Oh, yeah.
You made his day. You made his day.
Is he still rolling?
He's just started streaming now.
That's funny. Hold on. Let's see what we got. He's on the list, but let's see what else we got here. English. And if anybody... Son of a gun. If anybody's got a suggestion, chuck it in chat. If you've got a favorite person. Oh, TOS just said it. Joe 150.
I will see you all. I'll see you. I'll tell you what. On New Year's Day, we're streaming Coffee Talk. The two mugs, the Guido and the Pilgrim mugs, will be given away. How about that? Because we've got to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it on the New Year's one. There'll be 2 mugs to give away.
Sounds awesome, man. I don't see... He must not have English listed as... Or does he actually have some people watching? I don't know.
Let me have a look.
All right, let's do it. Somebody suggested it. You suggested it. That works for me. Joe 150 raid. I don't know why he's not on my list because I've raided him before. Is it underscore? 150 underscore.
Yeah, Joe 150 underscore.
And he is doing World of Tanks. All right, we're going to raid Joe. Now, off we go with... That's it from the left side of the Atlantic.
See you later. Alligator.
5, 4, tree, a 2, a 1. We'll see you guys later this week.